Welcome, my friends. The practice I am sharing with you today is a full body Hatha yoga practice that will have extra emphasis on our hips. So to begin our practice, let's make our way towards the back of the mat. Go ahead and have your toes tucked and then sit your hips back to your heels. Find your vibrant, beautiful long spine here. Resting your hands wherever feels comfortable. Johnny, come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. And just begin to connect with your breath. Soft gaze forward, our eyes gently closed. As you breathe, go ahead and soften your right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale to lift up, and then exhale left ear to left shoulder. Continue taking this side to side. Syncing your breath with the movement. Uniting body and breath to begin our practice, really setting that tone. The next time your head lifts up to center, hold it there, and we'll breathe and circle your fingertips up to the sky. Palms kiss, and the exhalation descends, prayer to heart. On with hands, prayer to heart. Go ahead and set an intention for your time here on the mat. What would you like to cultivate here today? Through your breath, through your movement. Release your palms to the mat. Untuck your toes, releasing your tops of feet to the mat, and then open your knees wide. And melt your torso through center, reaching those fingertips long for child's pose. Breathe in, lift up, lengthening your spine, looking towards your fingertips. And we'll thread your right arm underneath your left, coming into a child's pose variation of thread the needle. Space between shoulders and ears. Slowly unwind, extending that arm long, and switch sides. Slowly unwind, extending that palm out long. And just slowly begin to slide your palms forward as you lift your hips, pausing wherever feels best in your body, coming into a modified child's pose variation of puppy pose. Ground your forehead. Long, slow, deep breaths. Continue to slide forward until you lower your torso to the earth, coming into Sphinx pose. Elbows align underneath your shoulders, ground down through your forearms, lift up. soft smile upon your face. Feel those hip points grounded into the earth. Let's soften forward. Extend your left arm out to the side. You can keep your arm straight or make a 90-degree angle, bending at your elbow. And we are coming into a shoulder opener, so bring your right fingertips to the earth. And then press down to lift up, stacking hips, stacking knees. Take a slight bend in your knees to help with your foundation. You can take your top arm behind you. And you can even step your top leg behind to help deepen the sensation. If you find that your breath is short and shallow, you may have gone too far. So return to the previous variation to soften the pose just right for your body. Slowly unwind, returning your torso to the mat. We will take it right over to the second side, so extend your right arm out to the side. Take your gaze to the left. Left fingertips to the mat, pressing down to stack your hips, stack your legs, and move into your body's variation of this asana. And slowly return yourself back to center. Line your palms underneath your shoulders. We'll make our way into downward facing dog in your own time. Just begin to pedal your heels out, opening the back sides of your legs, the backs of your thighs, your calves. And use your breath here. Find that feel-good movement, that intuitive movement. Find stillness and soften your knees to the mat. Coming into tabletop pose, wrists underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hip points. And when you're ready, just begin to flow through some feel-good cat-cows at your own pace. Syncing your breath with the movement, exhaling as you round out into cat pose, breathing in as you lower your belly, lift your heart. Maybe close those eyes to help draw your attention more deeply within, so you can feel into the sensations of your body, supporting your body, guiding the movement, getting the most out of each flow, each pose. Last one, and then I'll meet you in tabletop pose. Nice flat back. When you're ready, we'll step your right foot forward. Ensure that your front knee is in line with your ankle, not going past. When you're ready, we'll just bring one palm to your thigh and then the other, coming into our low lunge. Gently hug those thighs towards one another to promote stability and squaring your hips up. Gently lift your heart towards the sky. Allow those hips to sink down into the pose. A little more. Beautiful. Press down into your front heel to lift up just enough so we can fan your back shin so it runs parallel with the short edge of the mat. And then go ahead and inch your foot in a little bit to help bring it towards the center of the mat. And then just begin to bend into that front knee. Feeling that stretch into your inner groin, your hips. The front knee is energetically pressing open to the right side as you bend in. Use your breath to help bring you more into this present moment, into the sensations of your body, calming the body, calming the mind. Beautiful. Ground down through your front heel to straighten the front leg, and then we're going to slide that right arm down your leg, left arm will reach up and over, coming into a side body stretch as well as getting into that front side or the back side of your front leg. Spiral your heart towards the sky. Gaze lifts under that arm. On your inhale, lift up to center, and then with control, lower your fingertips to the back of the mat. Right arm reaches up and over. Really press those hip points to the space in front of you. Lift your heart, reach those fingertips away. Point your toes, your front toes down as you lengthen and get nice and long here. Big breath in. On the exhalation, lower your right arm to the mat. And then we'll just walk your fingertips towards the front of the mat, bending into your front knee. Your back leg will fan in line once more. Then heel toe your front foot to the edge of the mat, coming into lizard pose. So both hands to the inside of your front leg. Sinking your hips, lifting your heart. If you'd like, you can fan that front knee open. Let your body guide you, my friend. And what you need here in this moment, in your time on the mat, is cultivating those vibes of the intention you set at the beginning of our practice. Let's breathe into lift up. Bring palms prayer at heart center. Big breath in. On the exhalation, twist at your navel open to the right. And then lower your front tricep to the outside of your front leg. Coming into a twist. Really press and fuse those palms together. Staying broad and open across your chest. Space between shoulders and ears. On the next inhale, lift back up to center. Lower your hands back to the mat, and then we'll heel toe your front foot to the opposite side of the mat. Lower that knee down. And then we'll bring your back leg to the front. We're coming into fire log pose. So your front shin runs parallel with the short edge of the mat, and then we'll stack your left shin on top. We're stacking our knees and ankles. You can bring fingertips behind you to lift your heart and hold it there. Or you can sit up nice and tall. If it's successful in your practice, you can hinge forward. We're going to hold this for several breaths. So find a variation that you can hold and breathe nice and slow. Remember, if you find that your breaths are short and shallow, that is a sign you have gone too deep. So soften the pose if you find that it's short and shallow. And as you hold this, your body may open. So if it does, go ahead and explore moving a little deeper into the pose. If you feel any areas of tightness, tension, or resistance, go ahead and send your in-breath into that space. Feel it expand with the in-breath and open. And on the exhalation, visualize that you are releasing that tightness, that tension, that resistance from your body through your breath. Go ahead and soften. And with control, we're going to swing that top leg back behind you. Tuck your back toes and then step back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal those feet out, noticing the difference in the sensations of your right and left side. Soften your knees to the mat. And then when you're ready, we'll step your left foot forward. Taking that flow to the second side, beginning with our low lunge. So ensure that your front knee is in line with your ankle, your feet are on two separate tracks. And then when you're ready, bring one hand to your thigh and then the other to lift up. Gently hug your thighs, scissor them towards one another, squaring them up to the front of the mat. As you sink them into the pose, lift your heart. Soft smile upon your face. Breathing in and breathing out. Press down through your front heel just enough to lift and fan your back knee in, or your back shin. Heel toe that front foot to the center of the mat, and then we'll slowly bend into that front knee, feeling that opening in your inner groin and your hips. Feeling all those feel-good sensations. Noticing if it feels any different on this side compared to that of the first side. Just noticing the subtleties of you. And from here, we will ground down through your front heel to straighten the front leg. Slide your left palm down your leg, right arm reaches up and over. Spiral your heart to the sky. Gaze under that arm. And on your inhale, use it to lift you up and release your fingertips to the back of the mat. Left arm reaches up and over. Point those front fingertips, grounding them, front toes to the earth. Grounding them And the left arm reaches back, reach those fingertips nice and long. Press the hip points to the space in front of you. Feel that length and opening. Big breath in. On the exhalation, circle that top arm down. And we will walk your fingertips to the front of the mat. Hi, puppy buddy. Heel toe your front foot to the edge of the mat. Your back foot lines up. Coming into our low lunge. Remember, you can take a low lunge variation of your body's choice, keeping your foot grounded, or you can fan it open. Let your body guide you. Just really focus on melting your hips to the earth as you lift your heart. You can hold in stillness or find movement. Ground down through your front hand to lift up. Bring hands prayer to heart. Big breath in, getting nice and tall. On the exhalation, twist at your navel, opening to the left side, and then lower your tricep to the outside of your front thigh. Whoop. And then really press and fuse those palms together. Staying open and broad across your chest. If it helps to promote stability and balance, you can tuck your back toes. Lift your gaze to the sky. And just enjoy the nourishment of this twist. On your in-breath, lift up. Return your fingertips to the mat and heel toe that front foot to the opposite side of the mat. Lowering your knee down and swinging that back leg forward. Line your front shin so it's parallel with the edge of the mat. And then let's stack your ankles and knees. Move into whichever variation supports your body best to begin the pose, fingertips behind, lifting up tall, or hinging forward. Remember, as we breathe and hold, with time your body may open to explore taking it to the next level. And use that breath, sending it into any areas of tightness, tension, resistance, feeling it expand with the in-breath. And use the exhalations to release that tightness, that tension, that resistance from your body. Visualize it releasing through the breath. Let's soften, and in your own time, with control, we will bring that leg back along behind you once more. Tuck your back toes and step back to our downward facing dog. Paddling the feet out or finding whatever feel-good movement you'd like here. Just noticing the effects of our practice upon your legs, your hips, your glutes, maybe even your upper body. You can take this time to shake your head front to back, side to side, releasing any tension you may have cultivated in our practice. Sometimes those intense poses like fire log can create tension in the upper body as you hold the pose. So take the time to nourish yourself. Recalibrate your body. And then when you're ready, we will shift forward into plank pose and take a flow exhalation or halfway chaturanga. Breathe into upward facing dog. And using the muscles of your pelvic floor, lift those hips up. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Lower your back heel to the mat. We're going to come into our warrior two pose. So front heel bisects your back arch. Ground down through your front heel to fan your arms up. Warrior two. Nice wide stance, lowering your front thigh parallel with the earth. Ground down through your front heel to straighten the front leg. Bend into the back knee. Lower your hips, lift your hearts, hands up, prayer. Beautiful. We'll ground down through that front heel to shift forward back into warrior two pose. Beautiful, my friend. Open your toes to the side of the mat. Open back toes to the back of the mat. Warrior two at the back of the mat. Second side. Ground down through your front heel to straighten the front leg. Bend into the back knee. Lower your hips. Lift your heart. Hands up, prayer. Really sink those hips down. Front heel pops up. Press down through your back heel to straighten your front leg, returning to our warrior two pose. Ground down through your front heel, straighten your front leg, open toes to the side of the mat. Big breath in, lift your heart. And exhalation, release yourself forward into a wide leg forward fold. Toes point in, heels out, and just let that upper body release. Maybe sway the upper body. Let it all go. Breathe in, lift halfway, heel toe your feet in. We're coming into Malasana, so heel toe your feet in, so feet are a little wider than hip distance. Bring toes to point out, heels in. Sorry, my tushy is in the base of the video. Lower your hips, lift your heart. Bring palms to kiss, your elbows to the inside of your thighs. Gently open your legs a little wider. Lengthen up to the crown of your head. Lengthen your tailbone to the earth for a nice, beautiful, vibrant, long spine. And you can hold in stillness or maybe take a slow rock to the front and back of your soles of feet. Soften, bring one hand in front, the other behind to lower your seat to the mat with control. Line yourself up with the mat. Bring soles of feet out in front of you, palms behind, pointing towards your body. We're going to press up into reverse tabletop. So when you're ready, Press down through your heels and your palms to lift your hips up. Soften your head back up if it feels safe. Press those hip points up, up, up. Breathe as you hold. On your exhalation, slowly lower your hips to the mat with control. Let's take a big breath in, reaching your fingertips up to the sky. And exhalation, hinge forward at your hips, reaching towards those toes. Slowly rise. Bring palms behind you, feet to the mat. Bring your feet as wide as the mat. And then we're just going to fan them over to the left. Take your gaze to the right. Breathe in to center. And exhale to the second side. Breathe in to center. Come to a comfortable cross-legged seated position. Sitting up nice and tall. Relaxing your hands wherever feels comfortable. Gently closing your eyes or taking a soft gaze forward. And just take a moment to feel into your body. Feel into the effects of our practice. Feeling the nourishment settle into your body, your mind, and your spirit. Thank yourself for taking this time to tend to your entire being. Getting that dose of self-love, self-care in your safe, sacred space here on the mat. Let's breathe in, circle your fingertips up to the sky, gathering love and light. Palms kiss, and bring all that love and light down to your heart center. Sending love and light to you and all beings. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for this full body Hatha yoga practice. If you enjoyed, please give the video some love with a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below. I love to hear from you guys. And if you haven't yet, please take a moment before you step off the mat to subscribe to our channel just by hitting the subscribe button below. Have a beautiful rest of your day, my friends. I hope to join you on the mat again soon. Isn't that right? Don't we? We sure do. Yeah, Bubba.